she calls it weightlifting, but they just do lunges in place, you know what I mean? Or they're doing squats. So I think you got to put on weight to really see the effects for a jumper with the weight training. So I always encourage kids to weight train. And over the last 10 years, I would definitely say that the athlete that comes out and they had strength train and they're like, I don't have time, coach, for weight training. All of a sudden, they start out, they're like, oh, they're jumping like 36. Then they should, because I'm like, oh, it's been 4 to 6 weeks, you haven't lifted any weights. You know, and then by the time state comes, they're like, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, their technique's gotten better, maybe they're getting better at it, but the weightlifting, especially for jumpers, is magnificent, magnificent, if they really want to do good. If they're just in here to have fun and have a personal success, you know, they have school, it's busy, and the weightlifting is important. But again, I'm talking about how do you get the most successful jumper if someone comes and says, coach, I want to go to state, you know, I want to be on that podium. How can I be the most successful jumper? Yes.
Do you have them weight train the day before meets?
No, but they could if it's not a big meet, but I wouldn't. No.
Even those early on meets?
Early on meets, you can, you know, but I just, like, I'm like, Saturday, Sunday, those are your days. Go lift some weights. You know, Friday after practice, go lift weights. Go lift weights on Friday and Sunday. You know, if they just get 2 days in a week, it makes a huge difference. And it's,
do you guys have a dedicated time with the whole team, or are you telling them
no,
go lift?
I was just saying that we don't ever have weightlifting. There's too much going on, right? The program, the practice is enough, and then we talked about this. You have the kid that's now got to go to soccer practice. So no, we don't. I think the throwers are the only ones that technically go up and use the weight room and do weightlifting. I've tried over the years to be like, hey, we're gonna go up there, and I get 1 or 2 days, and I do it to show them maybe. It's just every year is different, right? Who agrees that every season is different? It brings different things. It's crazy. So if someone wants me to go up in the weight room with them, coach, I want to lift weights. Can you watch? Yeah, go do that after practice. But I don't take them up there. If you can, it'd be great. You know.
We actually have the kids live. We have a company that comes into the school and runs in season weightlifting.
That's nice. So then what do you not like? 'Cause I don't know when I would have time for that during our practice.
So it's ETS that comes in.
Ooh, your ETS.
Yeah, so it's morning at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, well, there you go. Okay, there you go.
And you really want to get your really dedicated athletes most of the time to show up.
I love that.
In season, like except with volleyball and track, is basically the kids that can. We expect the kids that can drive.
Yeah, right.
We can't put expectations on kids that can't drive
Unless they get a ride with somebody, yeah.
Unless their parents might not be able to get them to those kids.
Yeah.
It's 3 mornings a week.
It's 3.
Yeah.
That's good.
And it's set by each program sets their own.
Like the jumpers,
No,
it's
for the whole team.
It's the whole team, and anyone can come. Yeah.
But it's like, say we're doing, I don't know, in the early season, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we don't do beats.
Yeah, and do you never do your weightlifting the day before a meet?
It switches towards the middle of the season when more meets are in there. They don't lift as much, but they do recovery lifts the day after meets.
Mm-hmm. I mean, here's the deal: if you're not looking for PRs at a meet, you can lift the day before a meet. You know, you can lift through everything. You know, but when you want to start to, you know, if you want a good performance.
Yeah, it's kind of those meets that you're training through.
Yeah.
Ones that are less significant, we do it. And we're lucky we have a training house, and the head guy in our weight room was a former head track coach. So we actually do it during practice. And so we'll split our team into 2 groups, and half will go lift and then do their specialties and stuff afterwards. And then half will do their specialties and the workout and then lift afterwards. But it helps get smaller groups.
So you get weightlifting. So do you have enough equipment? Where are you in your weight room?
Mm-hmm.
And what are they doing for lifts? Can I just ask? I'm just curious.
So what? They're doing all sorts of stuff.
Okay.
I mean, a lot of body weight stuff, a lot of lightweight stuff.
But a lot of body weight
preseason,
stuff,
but
yeah.
A lot of body weight stuff, a lot of things on the functional balls. So there's balance and core work and a lot of the lifts, a lot of TRX.
That's nice.
Mm.
So does anyone run into this problem? If you're a jump coach, what are your athletes doing? They're going to go run the 100, the 200s. They might be a high jumper. You know, they're juggling. They might be a hurdler. You know what I mean? And those are all technique things. So I think that's why as a jumper, my athletes, I never get, if I have somebody that's not in another event, I try to like, then we could go do something like that. But again, it's every year is different, but that's the problem. That's a caveat. I think we all probably can relate to that is, yeah. Ideally, that would be awesome to incorporate into it. Like I said, the sprint coach, just because the sprint, if you're just a sprinter, your workout's done in an hour, and then you got an hour and a half left. If you're a long or triple jumper, you have other events most of the time. I don't think I've ever had anyone that's just a jumper. They always have, right? They always have the sprints, or they're crazy when they're middle distance kids, right? Like, you want to be a jumper in your middle distance, but don't count them out, you know? Cool. Any other questions on that? Thank you for sharing. I love this. I'm like, keep asking questions. It's great to hear what other people have going on, because you're like, what? You do that? You do what? You know? Anyway, okay, cool. So that's just a basic outline on training. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I would add. I think I covered it all. No other questions about. Of course, I have more drills I do. Of course, we get crazy. We set up this little soft hurdle and we jump over it and have fun. I do a bunch of different other stuff for long jump. But, oh, I know what I was going to say. This is the most crucial thing I will share with you from my coaching experience. These, I will use them all the time on the runway so they run right. And then guess what? When they do wickets and they run, their long jump is so much better. It's like night and day. I will set as many as I can up if I have, 6 to 12 of these. And during our jump practice, they're gonna run wickets, sprint wickets. How far apart do you put them? Depends on their stride. 5 to 7. I'm like a size 7, so I literally am old school 1, 2, heel to heel 3, 4, 5, 6. So 7 is like Gabby, my daughter. She's got long strides, long legs. I'm gonna give her 7. Reese might be 5.5. No one's ever shorter than 5 for their strides. I can set up 2 lanes. Boys probably are going to be on not every boy has a long stride. But running wickets. Does everyone know what I mean by running wickets? You don't want me to demo? Okay, so yeah, set up the wickets. They sprint over those wickets, put them on the runway, have them run the wickets, and then have a few steps in between to penultima and pop up. Yeah, that's what I wanted to add to this long jump thing, is that. And when do I do these? If I could do them twice a week, I would do them, yeah.
Do you have them accelerate through the wickets, so start shorter strides and then increase? No.
I don't. Are they gonna run like that around the track? I don't know, that's just what my brain thinks. Right? Are they gonna run like that around the track? I'm not talking about their approach work for this. I'm just talking about technique. I see what you're saying. My bad. Sorry. I would set up the wickets for, well, and actually your stride should be the same. Your stride shouldn't be,
Even as you're accelerating, though, like your first few steps are generally short.
Correct. But the science of that with high school and setting up wickets for each kid with each different thing. I'm just referring to setting them up to practice running over wickets so that they run with the correct form.
So you could have them accelerated before they hit the wickets. Then you're up to speed.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they never start right on the wicket and start running. Yeah, no, good question. They're back a ways before the first wicket, so they're back all the way here for the first wicket, maybe even farther. It's further out, and they run up to that wicket and then go over sprinting. I'm just talking about this. Also creates good cadence, because when you do a run through or you do your approach, it's a cadence, right? Long jump, it's a cadence. It's not just going balls out as fast as you can go, It's creating that cadence. So the wickets also help a jumper understand the cadence.
We use the wickets a lot on the short approaches.
Yes.
So then otherwise you get a kid that's like, oh, I don't know where to start. So I put the wickets up, and it's like, all right, if you go off your left foot, go over the first wicket with your left foot, or setting them up in that. So that now, because we have a really big group, if I'm running 20 athletes through, I don't have to measure out anything for them. All I got to do is tell them, go over that first wicket